Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. There's a lot to unpack here. We're standing at a fascinating crossroads for the San Francisco 49ers, a team that's been consistently competitive, always in the mix, always pushing for that elusive Super Bowl title. But recent developments in the NFL landscape could shake things up in a way that might influence the Niners' strategy and future. And it all revolves around a player who, until recently, was making headlines on the other side, Christian Wilkins, the talented defensive tackle formerly with the Las Vegas Raiders, who was recently released. Now, at first glance, you might think, well, that's just another roster move. But for 49ers fans, this could be an intriguing opportunity. Why? Because Wilkins plays a position that the 49ers desperately need to bolster, defensive interior, a key area that can make or break a team's success on defense. Let's back up a little and analyze why Wilkins is such a compelling name in this discussion. He's a former first-round pick, a player who was drafted high because he's a proven talent when healthy. The kind of player that, when he's at his best, can dominate up front, clog running lanes, and generate pressure on quarterbacks. That's exactly what the 49ers' defense has been built on: strength, versatility, and relentless pressure. Having a player like Wilkins, assuming he's healthy, could add a new dimension to that front, giving the 49ers even more firepower on defense. And why would the 49ers be interested? Well, the team's current interior line is solid but not without its questions. Jordan Elliott, for example, had a bit of a rough patch last season, finishing with 0 sacks. Not exactly what you want from a guy expected to provide interior pass rush or run stopping. The team has also brought in rookies like Alfred Collins and CJ West, who are still trying to find their footing in the league. These rookies could develop into solid contributors, but right now, the Niners need depth and proven production inside. That's where Wilkins could come in, an experienced, disruptive presence who can step right into the rotation, especially considering the depth chart's current state. But of course, it's not just about talent. There are a lot of questions surrounding Wilkins' health and contractual situation. The big concern here is that he's coming off a Jones fracture, a serious injury that can take a long time to recover from fully. The details of his release from the Raiders are still somewhat murky, but initial reports suggest that the team wanted him to undergo a procedure to aid recovery, which he apparently chose not to do. That's a key point. Wilkins might believe he's ready to play, or perhaps he's confident he can return sooner than expected. But the medical opinions could differ, and that's always a risk when signing a player coming off an injury like that. Now, it gets even more complicated when we look at the financial side. Wilkins had some guaranteed money in his previous contract, but he voided those guarantees, which means the Raiders didn't have to pay him if he didn't meet certain conditions or if he was injured. So, the player's financial situation is a bit uncertain now. He's likely to fight for his old contract or a similar deal, but that also means he might hold out for the best offer. The 49ers, known for their disciplined approach to free agency and contract negotiations, could be cautious here. Do they want to spend big on a potentially injured player, or would it be smarter to wait and see how his recovery progresses? Imagine this scenario. The 49ers wait until midseason, assess their record, and if Wilkins is still unsigned and looks healthy, they could bring him in on an incentive-based deal. That way, they mitigate risk while adding talent if the circumstances are right. But then, of course, other teams might jump in and sign him first, especially if he proves to be healthy and productive during the season. It's a delicate balancing act, a true needle to thread. The 49ers have shown they're willing to be patient and strategic when it comes to roster moves, and this situation might be no different. Let's take a moment here to reflect on the bigger picture. The 49ers have built a team that's almost always in the championship conversation. They have a defense that's aggressive and disciplined, led by stars like Nick Bosa and a solid secondary. Their offense remains potent with Brock Purdy at quarterback, complemented by a dynamic group of receivers and a versatile running game. But what often makes the difference in close games and playoff runs is interior defense, stopping the run, pressuring the quarterback, and maintaining control in the trenches. That's why a player like Wilkins could be a game changer if he's healthy and motivated. And that brings us to the strategic aspect. The 49ers have a history of smart moves, of waiting for the right moment, of making calculated decisions that maximize their roster's potential. Could they see Wilkins as a low-risk, high-reward addition? Maybe. They might prefer to wait until the season is underway, evaluate his health, and if he's available at a reasonable price, bring him in as a depth piece with incentives tied to performance and health. This approach would also keep their salary cap flexible, allowing them to make other moves if needed, whether that's to bolster the secondary, add another linebacker, or even make a late-season push for a star. But let's not forget the bigger implications. The NFL is a league of constant movement, of opportunities seized and risks managed. Wilkins' situation is a perfect example of that. He's a talented player with a high upside, but also some red flags that teams will have to weigh carefully. For the 49ers, it's about whether the potential reward outweighs the risk, and whether they believe they can get him healthy and productive for the stretch run. If they do, it could be a move that elevates their defense to an even higher level, giving them that extra edge needed to claim another Super Bowl. Of course, all of this is speculation for now. But the fact remains that the 49ers are always looking to upgrade, always eyeing opportunities to improve their roster, especially in key positions like interior defensive line. And with Wilkins potentially available, that opens the door to a lot of interesting questions. Will they pursue him aggressively, or will they play it safe? Will they wait and see how his recovery goes, or will they make a bold move early? The NFL offseason is full of surprises, and this is just another chapter in the ongoing saga of the 49ers' quest for championship glory. As we look to the upcoming season, it's clear that the San Francisco 49ers are still a team to watch. They've got a solid core, a talented coaching staff led by Kyle Shanahan, and now perhaps a new piece on the defensive front that could make all the difference. The question is, how will this situation unfold? Will Wilkins find his way onto the 49ers roster, or will he sign elsewhere? The NFL landscape is unpredictable, and that's what makes it so exciting. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest San Francisco 49ers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, fans should keep a close eye on how the 49ers manage this potential acquisition. The team's front office has shown they're willing to be patient, to wait for the right deal, and to strike when the time is right. Whether they pursue Wilkins aggressively or decide to hold back and see how things develop, one thing is clear. The depth and talent on that defensive line could soon get a significant boost, and that could have a major impact on their pursuit of another Lombardi trophy. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the San Francisco 49ers. Do you think Wilkins could be the missing piece? Are you confident in Jordan Elliott and the rookies stepping up? Or do you believe the team should hold out and wait for a better opportunity? Your voice is important, and we love hearing your insights. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, let's keep the passion alive for the 49ers.